Happy Wednesday, or whatever day it is for you. It is Wednesday morning, September 27th here, and I am recording my next episode of Self Assured, and I thought today would be a good day to do a full day of eating in a calorie deficit. This is about my second or third, probably third week in a calorie deficit right now. And I really wanted to show you what I've been doing because I think you'll find it unconventional. I'm eating more food than I ever thought that I could. And I'm just really excited to share what my full day of eating looks like, because this is the first week in a while that we've had some meals prepped and I'm eating normally from home. So here we go. Check it out and leave a comment below if you want more videos like this, and make sure you subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Oh, by the way, I'm only whispering because because my husband is still asleep. I usually wake up a little bit earlier than him, around 6:37. Today was 7. I'm still working on bringing it back after all the travel, and I don't want to wake up the dog, because if I wake the dog up, then everyone's up, and then the dog is whining, and then we got to deal with that. So here we go. All right, so I've got some egg whites out. This one's almost empty, but I get these from Costco, and I've been crushing these. And then I believe we've only got a couple eggs left in here, but I only need 2. And then we've got everything bagels, which are my favorite, and these are pretty thick. These have 61 grams of carbs in them, so they're a bit heavy. The Thomas brand ones are like 50 something, so that's better. And then I've got this Philadelphia 1/3 fat cream cheese. So I'm gonna put this all together in a meal. This meal does not have fruits or veggies. I know, we will get to that. So it's 8:10 right now, and I had breakfast pretty much as soon as I got up and got ready. It's pretty much, for me, just easier to do that rather than starting my work day and then coming back out and doing that. And you notice that my breakfast is 600 plus calories, which can be really scary for a lot of women to have a big breakfast in the morning. Usually we're used to either skipping breakfast or trying to have the most measly little breakfast, right? Like a yogurt for protein or a smoothie. But there's actually research to show that hunger and satiety signals become better regulated when we wake up and have a bigger meal to start our day versus the end. So the study goes like this. There's 2 groups in the same calorie deficit. One group is eating a big breakfast, moderate lunch, small dinner, and the second group is eating a small breakfast, moderate lunch, big dinner. And the results of that study show that the group that had the bigger breakfast actually lost more body fat and more weight overall. It's partially because it's not because your metabolism gets revved up in the morning, but it is because your cravings go down and your adherence will go up, because you're able to actually stick with the diet throughout the day, and you have less cravings at night, and your hunger signals are more reliable. Pretty cool, right? So I've never been afraid of a big breakfast, and I actually love it because it just keeps me fueled until honestly 1, sometimes 2 p.m. And then I go and have lunch. But yeah, so it's been really helpful, and I haven't had really many cravings at all during this cut. And we have chocolate chip cookies sitting right over there, and I haven't even wanted to touch them. So that's been really helpful because they are big cookies and they would not fit in my numbers right now. All right. Next up, Nespresso. This is my Nespresso setup. These are Voltesso, they're gold. They're 1 shot of espresso each. So put it down in there. And I have the almond milk and sugar-free vanilla heated up here. And then I make a latte with 2 shots. And that is my every single morning concoction. Lastly, it wouldn't be a full day of eating without my vitamins. So I have a little pill case here. I don't take nearly as many supplements as I used to, thank God. But I do have the basics. So we do a multivitamin, which is this color. And then we have 2 fish oil capsules. And then we have a vitamin D. And that is it, but it comes out to a lot of pills because the dosages are 4 and 2 and 1. So here we go. I'm very good at taking pills, if you couldn't tell. And now we begin the workday. I will see you all for lunch. All right, so for lunch today, what I have is roasted potatoes from the oven. They're down at the bottom here, grilled chicken thigh that my husband made, and then my veggies that I like to cut up with scissors. So asparagus, carrots, and I keep them just pre-prepped in big Tupperwares here, as you can see. I've got a crap ton of carrots. We made way too many, and then chicken thighs there. I'll keep this short because I have my lunch here. I gotta eat it, get back to afternoon meetings ASAP. But the journey of being self-assured is really tough when you get like throat punch news, like gut punch, throat punch. I don't know the best way to describe it, but I essentially just got notified that one of our clients took something that I said, kind of explaining an example in her situation, like really personally and really the wrong way, the opposite of the way that I intended it, and just like wants to quit. And man, I never get emotional about clients, but like I was really emotionally invested in this one for some reason. I don't know. It was like the fact that the reason that she signed up was because she felt like she really connected with me and my story, and that she really trusted me that much to like take the leap after like one really powerful conversation, and that we hit turbulence and then got past it. And I was explaining that situation in the podcast, and unfortunately like said some things that I can definitely see why they would be taken the way that they were about the situation and how we remedied it, that were misconstrued. And that sucks, because I don't know if I'm gonna be able to change her mind. And the fact that I cost my coach a client. And the fact that there's possibly more people that could hear that podcast and think of it the same way. I hope not, but yeah, and they say, like they always say, right, like, you know, you don't do big things without getting haters, but it's like, this isn't how, like, I'd rather someone just like hate my face, like, because like she had a really bright future working with us, and I saw how we were changing her life slowly. Okay. Well, I'm processing this, and basically my job as a business owner is to figure out how to handle the situation, not respond emotionally. Like my emotional reaction is like beg her to get on the phone, but I'm gonna have to come up with something really good to have a chance at that. Because like it's not even about money. Like she's not asking for a refund. She just wants to quit because I hurt her. And that fucking sucks. I haven't had a day like this in a while, but I guess I will say I did just talk at that amazing event and like had these awesome successes that, like, you know, other shoe drops sometimes. It's part of business. There's ups and downs, there's highs and lows. And I guess I figured I should share it with the small hope that like maybe she'll see it and like see that I'm not lying. But yeah, service-based business. Tough sometimes. Tough. All right, so here's my pre-workout snack. Raspberries, blueberries, blackberries, tons of fiber for not many calories and a lot of volume. This is one of my favorite things to have as a pre-workout snack when I'm dieting.
Who are you tubing?
All right, this is a...
Yeah, welcome to the dinner time with Marissa.
All right, so this is a steak, rice, and carrots bowl. I didn't feel like adding more asparagus into this, but we basically just meal prep with like tons of stuff in bulk at a time. This is our chicken, this is our steak, and then we've got the rice in the rice cooker here. Apologies for the kitchen. We keep them warm there. Yeah, and then we have, for this week, potatoes in bulk, and we didn't have extra Tupperware, but then we usually have that, and then like a rotisserie chicken just in case. This one's really old. And then we have these like chicken masala. If you watch the grocery video from the last episode, you'll see these. They're really great, like grab and go options. But yeah, we'll keep those things prepped. And this will be dinner, and then I will tune back in for a snack afterwards for before bed. All right, here's my before bed snack, just kind of a macro cap is what we call it. Tons of egg whites to make up on protein, sun chips. These are delicious and addicting and dangerous. And then a little bit of a bagel with some cream cheese to make up for the last of my carbs and fats. All right, so that's my full day of eating. And I want to touch on two things here today before we close out this video. So number one, just on the full day of eating specifically, I pretty much operate like this on a day-to-day basis. My meals are pretty boring, and I have the same rotation of those meals, the breakfast, lunches, dinners, look pretty much the same based on whatever protein source vegetables we're making that week. And then I just use that all week long until we're out. I've been on a huge bagel kick lately, which you can obviously tell. I've had 1 1/3 bagels, you know, in one day. And overall, I haven't been restricting a ton, but generally when I eat from home all day, that's what that looks like. And so my macros were pretty much hit to a T yesterday, so that worked out really, really well. And I've just been consistent with those meals from home, including lots of fruits and vegetables, and it's been really, really great. So that would be one example of what a fat loss diet could look like if you're curious. So then the second thing that I want to touch on is just that bomb that I dropped in the middle of the day yesterday. I did not have a good day yesterday, and I think ultimately sharing a little bit of that kind of stuff is really important to share, just what it's like to own a business. Unfortunately, that is the reality, is that there are highs and lows, ups and downs. And what I've learned from that is that when you emotionally attach to either the highs or the lows, the outcome for you is not good, right? And so I found that attaching to the highs can lead to carelessness. And so what I mean by that is, think about, you reach a weight loss goal or you win this big championship. What do you typically do? You go out for drinks and food, right? And there's celebration tied to it. In a weight loss journey, that is just as bad as negative self-sabotage for the progress that we're hoping to make, right? And so emotionally riding those highs and lows can lead us down this roller coaster of just not feeling great. And I've learned that it's much better to ride here versus letting myself get swept in the highs and the lows, especially when the highs and the lows can bring about bad mental health. The highs can bring about carelessness and ego and pride, and those are not great qualities either. This situation, I believe I explained it in the clip yesterday to an extent, and for the sake of the client and for the sake of having beaten the horse into the ground with myself and those close to me, I'm not going to divulge anymore. But the lesson for me is that as a leader, I'm leading so many more people than I realize. And me now having this sphere of influence around our team, around our clients and the hundreds of people that we work with, but also other coaches. PCC is setting an industry standard for how we do things. PCC is leading the industry in how we change clients' lives. It is very important for me to make sure that I am careful in my message, that it is an inclusive message and one that is uplifting and doesn't hurt or harm others. And, I think that there's like the counter argument that like, well, when you do a lot of good, you're going to have haters. When you do a lot of good, there's going to be some bad. And it's like, maybe that is a truth, but I'm not willing to accept it yet because I don't think we're on a scale at which that is inevitable yet. But I know that not everyone will like me. I know that some people are going to walk away disappointed. That was also a hard pill to swallow. And what I've had to learn from that is becoming self-assured, not basing my opinion on myself from the opinions of others, whether that be my team or my staff. And yesterday I was having a hell of a time trying to grapple with the fact that, oh my God, are they disappointed in me? Like that, like really killed, right? Are they disappointed in me? Do they think less of me? Do the clients think less of me? Do people, do other people in that situation think less of me? And ultimately, that's something that myself as an Enneagram 3, I'm like wired to think that way. It's the opinions of others that inform you of who you are and your value. But that's not where confidence comes from. Confidence comes from within yourself and the faith that you have, either in a higher power or in yourself. And that's where confidence comes from. So for me, this is a test, right? Like I've been feeling good. I've been feeling confident. Episode 4 was like, this is why I'm confident. Yay. But I think with every high comes a gut check, comes a test that says, are you ready for this? Are you truly confident or not? And I think it's the same with weight loss. I had a client recently who has been on a really good streak. Like she's been losing a lot of weight. We've been crushing it. And then we kind of hit maybe what seemed like a plateau. And I basically told her like, this is your body testing you. This is your body saying, do you really want to keep moving forward? Are you sure? And it's the same thing. So yeah, hopefully these lessons are helpful for you. And they're obviously much broader than just weight loss lessons, but they apply to life. They apply to becoming a better person, the best version of yourself, the most confident version of yourself, the most self-assured version of yourself. But that's just the journey I'm on, and I'm going to share every little bit of it, the good, the bad, the ugly, no matter how hard it is. And I promise you, recording this today is hard. So your full day of eating came with a little dose of Marissa's life lessons that she is learning along the way. And for that reason, I hope you enjoyed it and I hope that you got some value from it. So if you did, make sure to subscribe to this channel to make sure that you get notified when the next episodes of Self Assured are coming out. And if you watched this, thank you so much for watching and for your attention, because I know that's the most valuable resource there is. And I will hope to see you back on our next episode next week.